Hi, this is Bob Hilke with TopWaterIonizer.com, and I'm going to show you a deep cleaning procedure for your water ionizer. First of all, let me tell you how you might determine whether or not this would be something you would consider for your water ionizer. Normally, with your water ionizer, you want to be able to have a very strong negative ORP with your alkaline water. And generally, that's easy to tell if your water ionizer is producing that type of strong alkaline water with a high negative ORP because you can see in your drinking water all the tiny bubbles. As you can see here in the Kangen Water 9.5 that our Enagic SD501 water ionizer produces. If you don't see all those tiny little bubbles in your water, then it might be time for you to perform this deep cleaning procedure. As you can see, the little bubbles are starting to dissipate, but that's what you want to see. This is water that's very highly ionized. It's a very excellent water for drinking because it has that strong negative ORP and the nice 9.5 alkaline pH. So why don't we get started and I'll show you the procedure. This cleaning procedure is provided for informational purposes. It might not be suitable for all types of water ionizers. Consult with your owner's manual or your manufacturer for further information. Okay, let's get started. We have here a water ionizer that is in need of deep cleaning. This particular machine has been used at a family that has a well with, of course, lots of minerals in the water. And over time, water ionizers, if they continue to be run on alkaline-only setting, tend to accumulate mineral deposits on the ionization plates. And so over time, they do tend to need cleaning. And this is going to be the deep cleaning procedure that should remedy almost any type of situation that you would have with your mineralization on your plates, and should return it to new, at least if you have a really good set of plates. Let me just point out that water ionizers have a variety of different sizes and styles of plates. The Enagic plates, which is what this machine is, are smooth, solid. They're titanium plates dipped in platinum and solid. They don't have all kinds of little holes and crevices and places for minerals to get worked into and secured into. So these plates probably clean a lot easier than some of the mesh type plates that you would find. So I can't guarantee that this particular procedure will help all machines, but if you're fortunate enough to have an Enagic water ionizer, then I think you're going to find this works really well. So let's get started. I'll show you what we're going to use. First of all, in the water ionizer, we're going to take off the cover for the filter, and we're going to remove the filter, and that's easily done by loosening the holder and removing the filter from its position. And there's a couple little O-rings. We want to be sure we don't lose those. And then in its place, we're going to put the cleaning cartridge, which comes with the machine, or you can order that from the manufacturer. And so we'll just set that out here. And I have some other things now that I'm going to show you what we'll use. We have a cleaning solution, and this is a powder, and it's citric acid, and this comes from the manufacturer. So from Enagic, we order it directly from the Enagic company. And a little spoon for measuring it out. Screwdriver, and an aquarium pump. This is a very important piece of equipment that we'll be using. A short little piece of tubing, and this, by the way, is 3/4 inch tubing. And the reason we're using this is because it's the right size to fit with the tube that is the input tube or hose into the machine. So this is the water supply from the kitchen sink faucet into the water ionizer. And so it just happens to fit perfectly. And it also happens to be the right size to fit onto the aquarium tank output. And so I'll show you how that all hooks up in a minute. And then there's two other things that are used to hold the hose together. Two little clamps, hose clamps, and then a dish pan, which you should be able to find this at Target or Walmart. Just big enough to bathe your feet, small enough to sit in your kitchen sink. And then that should do. So now we'll do a little close-up so you can see how I'm setting everything up, and then pretty soon we'll have this thing getting cleaned and rejuvenated. Be sure the aquarium pump you use for this procedure has never actually been used in a real aquarium. We recommend you buy a new aquarium pump and only use it for cleaning your water ionizer. Alrighty, first step is we're going to put the aquarium pump into the basin. And this particular aquarium pump comes with a little base with suction cups, so it holds it steady, which is a good thing. Just plop that down at the bottom of the dish basin, and then we're going to put the hose clamp and the hose on the output of the pump, and we'll use the screwdriver to tighten that on. I guess I should do that before I put it in so I get a better angle on the pump. So we're just going to tighten it enough so that it stays in place. And then the next step is we'll put the other clamp at this end of the hose to clamp the plastic tubing that we bought with the aquarium pump together with the hose that goes into the water ionizer. So what this enables the system to do is to pump the water from the dish pan into the water ionizer. And the next thing we're going to do is take the hose that leads from the water ionizer that normally goes into the sink as wastewater. If you're making alkaline water, this would be the acid water it produces. And we're going to put that so that it drains into the basin, like so. Nothing, don't have to worry about being too fancy about anything. We are not going to plug in the water ionizer. We'll leave it unplugged so there's no electrical power supplied to it. And then we're going to put the citric acid cleaning powder into the cleaning cartridge, close that up, and then we'll put this in where the filter came out, like so, and secure it in place. Now, the next step is simply to fill the bucket with water. So we're going to do that. We'll just take a little time out for a minute while we fill it with water, and then we'll show you what happens after that. Alright, I have filled the bucket with water. And as you can see, if we do close up a little bit, you can see the water covers the aquarium pump. And I have the line that normally contains the acid water going to the sink, going into the water. And another very important thing is that the hose that normally produces the alkaline water for drinking, that also needs to point into the bucket. So what we have is a closed circuit here with the water going into the water ionizer, and then all the water that leaves the water ionizer going back in. Now, one other step, and that is we're going to add in an extra dose of the citric acid. And the reason is because we have a lot of additional water in this system than we normally would have if you follow the standard cleaning procedure, which is contained all within the machine itself. So we just want to have a good enough concentration of the citric acid so that it will do its job thoroughly. And now that we have everything in place, we're going to turn the aquarium pump on, and then it will be generating the water, or cycling the water through the machine, and getting that citric acid flowing continuously through the ionization chamber over and over again. So we'll just give it a little time and be sure that we don't have any leaks or problems. And we'll know it's working when the water comes out both of the places from there. There we go. So we have water coming out from both of the outputs of the water ionizer. And now that we have that process going, we're going to leave it continuously, so it'll just keep cycling the water through over and over again for a few hours. And I think you could leave this overnight. I usually do this in the sink, just in case something goes wrong. But for purposes of the demonstration, I'm doing it out on the countertop. But as you can see, it's self-contained, so it should just be able to run steady for quite a long time. Just check it once in a while, be sure everything's pointed in the right direction here. Alright, so we're going to take a break and we'll get back together after it's gone through its cleaning process for a few hours. Okay, we're just going to review exactly how things are set up. Just to review, we took the filter out and put in the cleaning cartridge that had the citric acid powder, cleaning powder. And we have the basin of water with the aquarium pump in the bottom underneath the surface of the water. The water completely covers the pump. And coming up from the pump, we have the clear plastic tubing that we got at the same store as the pump. And in that, we have clamped the input hose that goes to the water ionizer. And then the other hose that you see here comes from the water ionizer and goes into the water basin. And then at the top of the water ionizer is the gooseneck, which is the supply for our drinking water normally. And so that both of those hoses that come from the water ionizer are contributing the water back to the water basin. So now the other thing is we do not have the water ionizer plugged in, so there's no power to the water ionizer, but of course the aquarium pump is plugged in. So that's how things are overnight. And so now the next thing that we will show is what we do after we have run this process for a few hours. Well, good morning. We let this cleaning process run overnight. The sun's not even up, so it is quite early. We wouldn't have had to leave it run all night, but it's convenient to do so, so we did. I'll show you how we disassemble and flush the system and set it up for use again. First, I'm going to unplug the power for the aquarium pump, and then I'll just start disconnecting the hoses from the pump and move the water ionizer back over toward the sink area. This is all relatively straightforward. If you know what you're doing, it goes pretty quick. Okay, we're ready to move the water ionizer back to the sink, so I'll just move the camera so you can get a good view of that. Okay, so I'm just going to slide the the water ionizer back to its normal position next to the sink. As you can see, we already have a water ionizer hooked up to the sink, so I'll try to keep the two separate as I discuss them. Okay, the first thing I'll do now that we're next to the sink is I will secure the cleaning cartridge, and keep in mind there's little O-rings. Be sure both of those stay with the unit. At this point, the cleaning cartridge can simply be rinsed. And then we'll just set it to dry so it's ready for its next use. And then we'll put the filter back in its place. And then we can put the cover over the filter. And the next step is to secure the water hose back onto its adapter. Then I'm just going to trade places with the other water ionizer's adapter. Okay, so now the water ionizer we just finished cleaning will be attached to the water supply at the faucet. And I'll put the discard hose over here, the other hose here, and then we'll turn on the water. And we're just going to leave this run water through the machine for a few minutes, just to cleanse out all of the cleaning solution and clean out the filter a little bit. So we'll probably do that maybe about 3 to 5 minutes. So we'll come back when that's through. Okay, the water ionizer has been flushed with the water running from the faucet through the machine and into the sink. So at this point I'll turn the water off, and I'll plug the electrical power back in to the water ionizer. I'll turn the power button on.
Power on. Kangen Water 9.5.
And now, as we run the water through the machine, we'll be making Kangen water. And we'll just give it a try. And as you can see, this water is loaded with all kinds of little tiny bubbles swirling around in the water. Good evidence that our cleaning procedure has done a thorough job. And now we can enjoy drinking nice, clean, pure, refreshing, alkaline, ionized Kangen water. Cheers. That's great. Okay, there's one more item of business we should take care of before we wrap things up here, and that is to run some fresh water through the aquarium pump, just to clean it from the water that we were using during the cleaning procedure. So I'll just empty the bucket. I'm just going to run some water, some fresh water through the pump. This is a pretty straightforward procedure. But we have to put enough water into the basin to cover the pump, and then we'll run the water through the pump to flush it clean, and then we'll dry it off and put it away for next use. So we just about have enough water. Okay, we have enough water, so I'll just set it in the sink. word of warning, it's probably a good idea to hold something over the top of the tube before you turn the power on, because that water might just come out a little fast. Okay, now you can let the water pump dry. And that pretty much wraps things up for our cleaning procedure. Okay, thank you once again. This is Bob Hilke at topwaterionizer.com. And I wish to thank you for being with us today for this demo about how to do the deep cleaning of your water ionizer. Again, our featured model that we used today in the demonstration is the Enagic SD501. And you can read all about it and get lots more information about this particular model and other of our water ionizers if you visit our website. Just click the link beneath the video, which will take you to our website for more information. Join our newsletter and we'll include you in our mailings. Have a great day and enjoy drinking nice, delicious alkaline water.